guys, I'm Lily Kessler and welcome to my channel, Enchanted Tales with Lily. Today I'm joined with my best friend, Kelsey Bruckner, and we will be doing the DCP or Disney College Program tag. So for our first question we have, how did you hear about the program? Personally, I don't really remember hearing about the program from anyone or anything. I just remember seeing it all over the internet, social media, YouTube, watching people like Emily Enchanted. She's huge here on the DCP YouTube community, so that's how I heard about it.
I pretty much heard about it the same way, probably about a year ago, just stumbled across some videos on YouTube.
And now we're here. So for our second question, we have, how was the interview process? And so if you don't know the interview process, there's an application that you put in right away. And then if your application gets passed, you go into a web-based interview and then to a phone interview. So I got my web-based interview email around 3 weeks after I applied. And I applied on the first day, which I believe was January 22nd. And then right after my web-based interview, I was able to schedule my phone interview, which was a week later. And then 2 weeks after my phone interview, I got my acceptance.
I submitted an application a little bit later, so I heard about my web-based interview a few days after. And then I scheduled my phone interview for about a week after that. And I heard my acceptance about 3 days after that.
So for our third question, we have, where were you when you found out? I'm not very exciting. I think hers is the same. I was on the couch just going through my email and there it was.
Yep, I was on the couch as well. Nothing exciting.
For the fourth question, we have, what is your role? So my role is attractions, which was one of my 4 high interest roles. My other high interest roles were merchandise, children's activities, and then Bibbidi Bob Boutique. I'm super excited to be working in attractions this fall.
I'm working in quick service food and beverage, which I honestly kind of figured that I would get put into because I have a lot of experience working in restaurants. So, yes.
For our fifth question, we have, how did you find your roommates and how many do you want? Well, obviously, we're gonna be roommates, which we're super excited about. But as for our other roommates, we are going to take a leap of faith and go random because we would rather be with each other than get split up in other ones. So we're just gonna link with each other and hope for the best.
Yes.
And we want 4 other roommates, so 6 total in our apartment.
Yes.
Question number 7, what is the first thing that you would like to do when you're there?
So what we've talked about is, since we can't get into like the parks the first week, we'll probably go to Universal Studios and see how we like it, because neither of us have been there in a really long time. So we'll decide if we want to buy a pass for there or not. So
yeah, and I know when we get there it's going to be super busy, so hopefully unpack, get to know people, go have fun while we can before work starts and training. So yeah, that's what we plan to do when we first get there. And then question number 8, we have, what is number 1 on your bucket list? Neither of us have created a bucket list yet, so if you have anything that you like to do at Disney, feel free to leave that down below and we can add that to our bucket list. But I know lots of people have very, very long bucket lists, so we will Google around, see what we can find, and add some things to our bucket list. But I do know one popular thing is do all 4 parks in one day, so I feel like that would be very fun. Very tiring, but very fun.
Definitely.
And then we have our last question for the DCP tag is, one thing you hope to take away from the program. So the program is very selective and only a select few people get to go. So I'm hoping to meet some awesome people and get to have a great experience. Also, just putting Disney on your resume is so important and will help me in the future with working with people. I really like working with people, so just being around so many people at one time is going to be awesome.
Yes, besides putting the whole Disney College program on my resume and just getting the experience in general, I think it'll be really interesting to live so far away from my family, because I'm really close with my family. I haven't moved away at all, going off to college or anything. So hopefully take a little bit of independence away from this. This would be nice.
Absolutely. Okay, and then we have some fun questions that I added. So, favorite princess. My favorite princess is Belle. It's always been Belle. It's never changed. I love her to death.
My favorite princess ever since the movie has came out has been Rapunzel, so that will never change, probably.
And we can't wait to meet them. Your favorite Disney movie? I'm a huge Pixar fan, so I love Up and Inside Out. Those are probably 2 of my favorites. But in terms of Disney, I really like the movie Hercules.
My favorite Disney movie ever is probably The Lion King. That was my favorite growing up. I watched it every single day when I was younger. So.
Favorite character? My favorite character is probably Disgust. From Inside Out, I feel like I relate to her a little bit, maybe more than I should. And I also really like Russell from Up.
My favorite character is Dumbo. I just always loved him. I thought he was the cutest when I was little, and Baby Mine was one of my favorite songs. So.
The next question is dream location on the DCP. So when we go down to Florida, we will not know exactly where we are within the parks where we're working. So for my dream location, I always have dreamt to be in the Jungle Cruise, to be a skipper on the Jungle Cruise. If you don't know what that is, they get to drive the boats and tell puns and just make people laugh, and that's something I think I would really be good at.
I don't think I have a specific restaurant or anything that I would like to work in, but I think the park that I would really want to work in is probably Magic Kingdom, but probably just because that's one of my favorite. So,
favorite song / soundtrack. My favorite song has to be "Go the Distance" from Hercules. I think it's so fun, and even though it's slow, I really like it. And then my favorite soundtrack is either Princess and the Frog, which I believe is very underrated, or Hercules as well.
My favorite soundtrack is probably Moana. I know that's a more recent movie, but I love all the songs from that movie. And my favorite song is probably Candy for Love Tonight from Lion King. I listen to that song all the time. It's awesome.
And then our last question is Disney food that you can't wait to try. So they have new ice cream cones at Disney, like an Up themed one, a Moana themed one, and a Tangled themed one, and those look super good and super great to take pictures with. But I also, a classic of mine is the Disney ice cream bar. I love it.
I'm a big ice cream fan, and I think that the Disney and Mickey bar is probably what was at the top of my list.
Thank you guys so much for watching my DCP tag. Feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications down below to be updated on when I post next. Thanks. Bye.